Good morning, everyone. It's Stauffer here with another installment of GodFresh. And today we're going to be talking about an amazing woman of faith as we enter the story of Rahab and the two spies. We've started the book of Joshua, and Joshua, as you may recall, was actually the successor to Moses. Moses has, as we say, retired and moved on to glory, and Joshua has assumed command of the Israelites. So, if you will join me with our reading, feel free to download the questions as well as the reading from the link in our webpage. And our reading for today on week number 19 of our Bible study is coming from Joshua, the second chapter, and that is verses 1 through 21. Rahab and the Spies. Then Joshua, son of Nun, secretly sent two spies from Shittim. Go look over the land, he said, especially Jericho. So they went and entered the house of a prostitute named Rahab and stayed there. The king of Jericho was told, Look, some of the Israelites have come here tonight to spy out the land. So the king of Jericho sent this message to Rahab. Bring out the men who came to you and entered your house, because they have come to spy out the whole land. But the woman had taken the two men and hidden them. She said, Yes, the men came to me, but I did not know where they had come from. At dusk, when it was time to close the city gate, they left. I don't know which way they went. Go after them quickly. You may catch up with them. But she had taken them up to the roof and hidden them under the stalks of flax she kept on the roof. So the men set out in pursuit of the spies on the road that leads to the fords of the Jordan, and as soon as the pursuers had left, the gate was shut. Before the spies lay down for the night, she went up on the roof and said to them, I know that the Lord has given you this land, and that a great fear of you has fallen on us, so that all who live in this country are melting in fear because of you. We have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came up out of Egypt, and what you did to Sihon and Og, the two kings of the Amorites east of the Jordan, whom you completely destroyed. When we heard of it, our hearts melted in fear, and everyone's courage failed because of you. For the Lord your God is God in heaven above and on the earth below. Now then, please swear to me by the Lord that you will show kindness to my family, because I have shown kindness to you. Give me a sure sign that you will spare the lives of my father and my mother, my brothers and my sisters, and all who belong to them, and that you will save us from death. Our lives for your lives, the men assured her. If you don't tell what we are doing, we will treat you kindly and faithfully when the Lord gives us the land. So Rahab let them down by a rope through the window, for the house she lived in was part of the city wall. She said to them, Go to the hills so the pursuers will not find you. Hide yourself there for 3 days until they return, and then go on your way. Now the men had said to her, This oath you made us swear will not be binding on us, unless, as we enter the land, you have tied the scarlet cord in the window through which you let us down, and unless you have brought your father and your mother, your brothers, and all your family into your house. If any of them go outside your house into the street, their blood will be on your own heads. We will not be responsible. As for those who are in the house with you, their blood will be on our head if a hand is laid on them. But if you tell what we are doing, we will be released from the oath you made us swear. Agreed, she replied. Let it be as you say. So she sent them away, and they departed, and she tied the scarlet cord in the window. An amazing bargain struck. Rahab, a woman of lower socioeconomic status, and a very rare occupation among all the carpenters and the kings and the priests and the accountants, the occupations we find among the others in the Bible. She had given her heart long ago to God. And as Joshua sent out the two spies, that they would find the one believer in the city wall that would make a bargain to save them. How amazing is that? Let us move to the God-felt portion of our reading today, which is entitled God's Friendship. I am your friend, the companion of the dreary ways of life. I rob those ways of their grayness and horror. I transform them. Even in earthly friendships, the common way, the weary way, the steep way, may seem a way to heaven if the presence of some loved human friend transforms them. Let the Sabbath calm enwrap your minds and hearts. Let it be a rest from the worry and fret of life. Have you ever realized the wonder of the friendship you can have with me? Have you ever thought what it means to be able to summon at will the God of the world? Even with a privileged visitor to an earthly king, there is the palace waiting room, and the time must be at the pleasure of the king. But to my subjects, I have given the right to enter my presence when they will. Nay, more, they can summon me to bedside, to workshop, and I am there. When men seek to worship me, they think of the worlds I rule over, of creation, of mighty law and order, and then they feel the awe that precedes worship. To you, I say, feel awe. Feel the desire to worship me in wondering amazement. But think too of the mighty, tender, humble condescension of my friendship. Think of me in the little things of everyday life. Amen. Our God shift question for this week, as we live with the story of Rahab, is this. Looking at Rahab's sort of hopeless beginning, pagan beginning, lower class, what they called harlot beginnings, how can God not have the same miraculous deliverance for you, his child? Even in your brokenness, your struggle, perhaps with fear, perhaps worry, perhaps you have anxiety, depression, a hopeless relationship, situation. You are the most likely candidate for his use in his perfect plan. God bless you. I will pray for you, and I will see you next week on another video of GodFresh.